In the name of Allah, imagine being born into a family whose livelihood was making idols. Your father carved statues for worship. You grew up inside that workshop, breathing in the scent of carved wood every single day. Then one day, you stood alone and destroyed hundreds of those idols. And when you were sentenced to death by being burned alive, you walked out of the flames unharmed. This is the story of Ibrahim. And even more shocking, there are many facts about his life that most people have never heard before. Watch until the end, because there's one fact in the final part that even many scholars rarely mention. And if you feel this story deserves to be heard, share this video now. Chapter 1. The Idol Maker's Son Who Hated Idols. In the city of Ur, the center of Mesopotamian civilization, a child was born into the unexpected family. His father was named Azar, not just an ordinary idol worshiper. He was one of the most famous idol craftsmen in the land. He carved, sold, and distributed statues across the kingdom. Young Ibrahim grew up surrounded by wood and stone carvings. Yet from that very environment, a question was born, a question that would later shake 3 major civilizations of the world. A fact rarely discussed. One night, Ibrahim sat alone staring at the sky, searching for God not through scripture, but through pure logic. He pointed to the moon. "This is my Lord." Then the moon disappeared. He pointed to the sun. The sun also set. This method of reasoning is now recognized in modern philosophy as a form of cosmological argument, later developed by thinkers like Aristotle and Avicenna thousands of years later.
Chapter 2. The Act That Silenced a King. When his people left for a great festival, Ibrahim entered the main temple. One by one, he destroyed every idol, except the largest one. On its shoulder, he hung the axe. When he was put on trial before King Nimrod and the entire nation, Ibrahim did not deny what he had done. He did not apologize. He did not hide. He calmly answered. Plot twist. Ask the biggest idol. It's the one holding the axe. The room fell silent. Then someone shouted, "You know that statue cannot speak?" And Ibrahim smiled. Then why do you worship something that cannot speak, cannot hear, and cannot even defend itself? That answer cornered the king in front of his own people. The only way to preserve the kingdom's authority was to silence Ibrahim forever. A massive fire was prepared for days. The heat became so intense that no bird could fly above it. And yet Ibrahim walked out of the flames untouched, as if he had merely returned from a peaceful walk in a garden. Chapter 3. A Mother in the Desert. Years later, Ibrahim had a son through his wife Hajar. By a command he believed came from Allah, he brought Hajar and their baby to a barren valley with no water and no people. Then he turned and walked away. Hajar ran after him. "Where are you going? Has Allah commanded you to do this?" Ibrahim nodded without turning back. The moment people often miss. Hajar stopped chasing him, not because she gave up, but because she calmly said, "Then Allah will never abandon us." A woman left alone in the desert with a baby in her arms, and she did not break down. She believed. When the water ran out and baby Ismail cried from thirst, Hajar ran back and forth 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa. Today, millions of pilgrims repeat those same steps during Hajj. They are not performing a meaningless ritual. They are honoring the footsteps of a mother who refused to surrender. Scientific fact. The water of Zamzam, which appeared beneath baby Ismail's feet, still flows today. Modern geological studies have identified a unique aquifer system connected to ancient rock layers. Millions of liters are drawn every year, yet the well has never dried up.
Chapter 4. The Greatest Test Ever Given. Ismail grew into a strong and righteous young man. Then Ibrahim came to him with a message beyond human comprehension, that he had seen in a dream that he was commanded to sacrifice his own son. And here is the part rarely discussed. The greatest plot twist. Ibrahim did not order him. He asked him, "My son, what do you think?" And Ismail, still a teenager, replied, "Do as you are commanded, Father. You will find me patient if Allah wills." This was not a victim being forced. This was a son consciously choosing obedience. That is why this story is not about violence, but about the highest level of trust between human beings and their Creator. At the final moment, as the blade reached Ismail's neck, Allah stopped it. A ram appeared in his place. And from that moment came the tradition of sacrifice celebrated by more than 2 billion people around the world every year. A fact seldom mentioned. Islamic scholars narrate that Ibrahim's knife could not cut, not because it was dull, but because Allah commanded the iron not to cut. Ibrahim tried again and again. His test was not only intention, not only action, but patience in total helplessness.
Chapter 5: A legacy that reached half the earth. Eventually, Ibrahim and Ismail rebuilt the Kaaba in the valley that had once been empty. A cube-shaped structure that today serves as the spiritual direction of Muslims across the world. The most shocking fact: Ibrahim is recognized as the spiritual forefather of the world's 3 largest Abrahamic religions: Islam through Ismail, Judaism through Isaac, Christianity through the same prophetic lineage. More than 4 billion people today, over half of humanity, acknowledge Ibrahim as a father of faith. No other figure in human history has left a spiritual legacy that reaches so far across the planet. In mosques, churches, and synagogues, in Arabic, Hebrew, and Latin, his name continues to echo: Ibrahim, Abraham, Avraham. Every single day, somewhere on earth, people are born, married, praying, and buried while his name is mentioned in their sacred traditions. A son of an idol maker who shattered idols. A father tested in the most painful way imaginable. A wanderer who never truly owned a land, yet whose descendants spread across the entire world. Ibrahim left behind no empire, no army, no throne. What he left behind was something far greater: the belief that truth is worth defending, even when you stand alone. That God is more real than anything the eyes can see. And that true obedience is not fear, but the deepest form of trust. And that is why, thousands of years later, Ibrahim is still alive, in prayers, in the footsteps between Safa and Marwa, and in every drop of Zamzam water drunk by millions of people who have never even met one another. If this video made you see Ibrahim's story from a completely different perspective, like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more stories of prophets filled with hidden facts like this, write in the comments, which prophet should we explore next?